that you are really enjoying the new activities that I am sharing with you. Today it's going to be a little different because we are not going to make an art craft, okay? Today we are going to work in our books. Yes, we are going to work in our books because we have our book a little bit forgotten. So please go and take your pro art book. Remember this one? Okay, go for it quickly, please. Okay, now if you have your book there, you are going to go to page 64, okay? 6 and 4, 64. This is page 64. Okay, so the subject that we will be working today is fables. What are fables? Do you know what a fable is? Do you remember the stories that maybe mom told you or your teacher? All the fables, the most important thing of fables is that the main characters are animals. Very good. So we are going to read there on the top of your book where it says, did you know? Did you know in fables, the main characters are usually animals or objects? What is the characteristic of that? That they usually behave like humans. So what does that mean? They can talk like humans, they can move like humans, they can cook, they can drive. They are like people and like a normal person, okay? So can you tell me what else? What else can we find in a fable? Okay, we can find animals that act like people, as we said. We can find a moral. What do you think a moral is? A moral is something or some action that is good, well done, and that teaches us something, okay? We can find a hero, and if we have a hero, then we need a villain. Very good. We can find a character with a weakness. What does a weakness is? What is weak? Okay, something that maybe we are not very good at, okay? One of my weaknesses can be math. Math is very difficult for me, okay? That's a weakness that I have. What is a weakness for you? Maybe you are not good at running, or you feel that you don't like painting, or you feel like you're not good at dancing or at singing, or maybe you don't like to speak in public, etc. Okay? So one of the characters has a weakness in the fable, and during the fable, what happens? He solves the problem that he has, okay? He solves its weakness and he becomes stronger, okay? What else can we find? In a fable, we usually have just 2 or 3 characters, okay? We don't have more. And also, the setting or the environment where all of this is happening is outside, okay? It's not indoors. It's in the nature, in the forest, in the ocean, where there are trees or plants, okay? Very good. So, can you think of one fable that maybe you remember and that you liked a lot? Here, I'm going to give you some examples. answer the questions in our book in the part where it says remember. The first question says, what stories do you remember have animals as main characters? Okay, answer the question. The next question says, name 2 fables that you love or that you remember. Just 2, okay? And the last question says, which were the main characters of these fables? Okay, I'm going to give you an example, but don't cheat and don't write down my example, okay? So, one fable that I remember is the 3 piggies. Do you remember that story where there are 3 pigs and they each of one live in a different house, and then a big and brave wolf come here and blow until it destroys the houses of the pigs? That's a fable. Okay, so which were the main characters of this fable? I remember there were 3 pigs and 1 wolf. Okay, so you think of yourself, of one fable that you like, and write down answering the questions. Okay, now I'm going to share with you a video of a fable that is one of my favorites and that I love. I hope you enjoy. Please pay attention.
In a forest lived a rather rickety mouse. He was so afraid of the fox, the wolf, and even himself for that matter, that if the wind blew and a branch cracked, he looked around for a hole he could hide in. Because of this, all the little animals made fun of him. How scared is he?
You're even scared of the wind.
You're so scared.
You're so scared. You're so scared.
One day, the mouse got his act together and went over to see the king of the jungle, the lion. The lion had just finished having his lunch. He was taking a nap in front of the cave. The mouse's friends were all curious as to what the mouse had planned. The mouse started to climb up the lion's tail. He got up on the lion's back. With a very confident look on his face, he posed to his friends. Although he was very scared, he was doing everything in his hand not to make it obvious. Right at that moment, the lion woke up. And as he shook his fur, the mouse fell off. The mouse and the lion came eye to eye. All the other animals were worried.
Oh no, the lion will swallow the mouse. What nerve, what courage. What are you doing on my back?
King out the jungle. Please don't eat me. I'm the most scared and the most vulnerable of them all. My life passes on by shaking with fear. If a leaf falls off of the tree, I'm scared. I'm fed up with this. I want to get rid of this fear. You're the king of the jungle. With just one big roar, the animals fear you. Would you consider taking me into your custody?
The lion listened to the mouse in silence. The mouse was wondering what his reply was going to be.
And why should I help you? Give me one good reason as to why I shouldn't eat you.
Your help will be returned, I promise. Maybe one day I will help you.
As soon as the mouse finished what he had to say, the lion roared in such a way.
How can such a tiny mouse as yourself be of any help to me.
But seeing the tiny mouse shaking in front of him, the lion decided not to eat him.
Thank God I am full. Now get out of my sight.
The mouse ran and got away from there. Watching all that was happening from afar, the friends of the mouse were really surprised. Some time had passed by, the lion got hungry and started wandering around in the forest. But he could not notice the hunter's trap and got caught. He was hung in the air in a big net. He tried to break free from the net, but he could not do it. He was the king of the forest, so if he could yell for help, he would be humiliated, and all the hunters would hear him and come to get him faster. Being out of options, he began to wait. Meanwhile, the other animals living in the forest noticed the lion. But nobody could dare get close to him. When he was passing by, Little Mouse saw the lion, and he decided to help him. He went directly next to him. He started to climb the lion's long tail, and when he reached the net, he began to chew on it. At that moment, the bunny came running next to them.
Hey, buddy, hurry up. The hunters are coming.
The other animals who were gathered around suddenly started to run around when they heard the word hunter. But the mouse kept on chewing with persistence. In the end, the net was torn apart and the lion fell down and got away.
Come on, jump on my back. Let's get out of here.
The mouse jumped on the lion's back and they got away from there. All breathless, the lion arrived in front of his cave. He kneeled down and the mouse jumped off.
When you told me that one day you might be able to help me, I underestimated you. I thought you were a tiny mouse with no use at all. But you saved my life. Thank you.
It's my pleasure, my king.
You don't have to be afraid of me anymore. In fact, you do not need to fear anything because you're a very courageous mouse. If I am the king of the jungle, from now on, you are my courageous prince.
Lion and the mouse began to laugh. All the animals watching all that was happening from afar came out and applauded the courageous mouse. The lion and the mouse became best friends and the forest lived in peace forever.
So, did you like the fable? What was the meaning message? What was the moral that we learned? Think a little bit. The mouse was very scared of everything, and until he confronted his fears, he became very brave, and at the end, he had nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so now we're going to our book again on the part that it says adventure yourself, and it says to portray a fable, find a group with the help of your teacher. Well, we are not going to do it in groups because we are at home, so you are gonna do it by yourself, maybe with the help of your mom, or you can do it alone, okay? You are going to remember one of your favorite fables, okay? One of your favorite stories, and you're going to pick a character. and you're going to dress all like that character and put a costume. Use your imagination, okay? Create it by yourself. You can paint, you can draw, you can use clothes from mom or from dad, even from grandma, okay? Recreate the character, please. Take a picture of yourself or a video acting like this character and send it to me, okay? So remember, you have to send me 2 things for this homework. The first picture is going to be of your answers. What you write down here, take a picture and send it to me. And also, number 2, you are going to send me another picture of yourself with the costume of the character that you picked, okay? So now I'm gonna share with you my costume of the character of the mouse, okay? So I hope that you enjoyed the video and I hope that you have a lot of fun making this activity. And don't forget, the most important thing of our art homework is to enjoy ourselves at the same time that we learn something, okay? So I'll be waiting for your pictures and I will see you next video. Bye bye!